Hello everyone, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY. I'm here today with part 1 of some Thanksgiving table decor DIYs, mostly using items from Dollar Tree. So for DIY number 1, we're going to use these pumpkin wood ornaments, these chalkboard tag clothespins, some tumbling tower blocks, and some ribbon, possibly some Magnolia stencils. We're going to make some name cards or place cards for your Thanksgiving dinner table. Now, you can definitely use these ideas for Easter. Obviously, just change up the pumpkin and probably the colors. But for each place card, I'm going to make all 8 of the pumpkins that were in the package. I'm going to need 4 tumbling tower blocks for each pumpkin. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to wood glue them together in pairs, putting some wood glue in the middle, and then pressing them together, letting those dry completely. Now coming to our package of pumpkins, like I said, this came with 8 pumpkins and some jute twine if you were going to use these as ornaments for $1.25. So I'm deciding I'm going to do 4 of them with the orange Waverly chalk paint called Pumpkin, and then I'm going to do the other 4 with Moss. These are colors that you're going to see this video and part 2. Not sure if there'll be a part 3, but putting together my Thanksgiving dinner table. You can see I'm using a foam brush and I am brushing this gently on the pumpkins. I am going to do both sides of the pumpkins in this orange color and then 4 more with moss. Once our pumpkins were dry, I did lightly sand them just to smooth them out a little bit, since we will be putting a stencil on at least one side. That, of course, is an optional step. So I'm just going to smooth them out on both sides and then take them to the garage and spray them with a clear semi-gloss. Once they've been sprayed and are dry, I'm taking some of my Magnolia Design Co. Fall Minis. These are small little stencils. You get 12 of them on a sheet. That's 8.5 by 11. And I'm just finding some fall words that I want to put on one side of each of my little place card holders. This will be the other side of the place card holders, where one side will have a little chalkboard that you can write the name, and the other side will be decorated like this that the rest of the table will see. So we're going to put one down on each of our pumpkins, and then we're going to use almond latte chalk paste. It's like an ivory color, to transfer these stencil designs onto our pumpkins. And now my favorite part, the peel and reveal, where we peel off the stencil and show the gorgeous designs that were left behind by the chalk paste going through this mesh stencil. And once those were dry on that side, we're going to flip them over to the other side. And I'm going to take these little chalkboard tags that had clothespins on them. I did take the clothespins off so that they would be more flat. I'm using 2 packages, as they come 4 in a package. And I'm just going to hot glue one of these little chalkboard signs to the back side of each of my place holders. This is where you'll be able to write the name of the person who's sitting at that place. Now coming back to our little pairs of tumbling tower blocks, I'm just going to sand them lightly, make sure none of the wood glue seeped through, and we want these nice and flat. Now it is time to put our place name cards together. I'm going to use some hot glue here, and I'm going to basically sandwich our pumpkin between the two sets of tumbling tower blocks. So you can see there I'm going to put a pair at the front and a pair at the back. We're going to do this for all 8 of our pumpkins, and then I'm also going to add a little bow to each side of our pumpkin. So there will be 2 bows for each of our pumpkins, and we're going to just mix and match orange, green, tan, and ivory for our 2 sides of each of our place cards. And here's all of the stenciled sides of our place cards. I'm going to take this ultra fine paint marker from Walmart. It is Elmer's brand, and I am going to write the names of the 5 people in our immediate household on one of the pumpkins, each person on the pumpkins. We have 5, so there will be 3 other pumpkins that I can leave that blank until we know who else we will be eating with on Thanksgiving. And here's our 8 little pumpkins. Very, very cute and functional. These are going to add so much cute little decor to our Thanksgiving table. I hope you'll be back for the next video to see how all of it comes together. For DIY number 2 for this video, we're going to make some little treat cups using some of these clear cups from Dollar Tree as well as some napkins. These are just a few little snacks that I got together to make a little treat mix. So these cups are called tumblers. They're a pretty strong plastic. And then these napkins, I think, are from Hobby Lobby, but I liked kind of more neutral leaves, and so we're going to take some painter's tape and we're going to remove the back 2 layers from the top layer. We just want the top layer of the napkin that has the design on it. So now that I have just the top layer, I'm going to take my cup, and it looks like I only need half of the napkin for each of my cups. So I'm actually going to do 8 of these treat cups. So I'm going to take 4 napkins and do this process with them, peeling the extra layers and then cutting the napkin in half. Now I'm going to take some Mod Podge onto my cup, and I'm just going to brush it on really well, making sure that it's even, and then we're going to wrap the half of the napkin around the outside of the cup. And I will use a little bit of the Mod Podge that's on my brush just to secure where the two ends of the napkin come together. So here are my 8 cups that have the napkin on them. Once that is mostly dry, I'm going to use my little hand sander, and in a downward motion, we're going to clean the extra napkin off the bottom of the cup and the top of the cup as well. Now you can use whatever you'd like. I was trying to keep all the supplies for this video from Dollar Tree, so I wanted some salty and some sweet for a little fall treat mix. So I got these sourdough pretzel nuggets. We're gonna add in a little bag of some candy corns from Dollar Tree. And then I also have a box of Whoppers and a box of Reese's Pieces. We're just gonna pour all those together and mix them up. Then all you have to do when you're ready to set your table is scoop some into each of your cute little treat cups. And here's our cute little napkin decoupage treat cups for our Thanksgiving meal. And of course, you can use this idea for any season or holiday. I hope it inspires you to try to make some of your own. For DIY number 3, I'm going to use some of these cork sheets and some of this pumpkin ribbon from Dollar Tree. I'm not going to end up using the trim. I used that in DIY number 1. I am going to make some cutlery holders for your table. So I'm using 1 sheet of cork for each cutlery holder. So what I'm going to do first is take my piece, and long ways, I'm cutting it at 3 3/4 inches. I want to make 2 pieces that are 3 3/4 inches from each of these adhesive cork sheets. Once we have all the pieces cut in half to 3 3/4 inches, I am going to lay one of them flat down on my table, peel off the backing. This is very strong adhesive, and you're going to have 2 pieces that you're sticking together that both have this strong adhesive. So you really want to make sure you have them lined up before you place them down. So basically, now we're going to have a full-length sheet that is 3 3/4 inches wide, that is cork on both the front and the back. So again, if you're going to make these like I am, you're going to need 1 sheet of the adhesive cork for each cutlery holder that you're going to make. Now that I have them attached back to back, I am going to take it on the long side and I'm going to cut it so that one piece is 8 inches long and the other one is just under 4 inches, because I believe these are 11 and 3/4 inches in length. So you can see the blade from the trimmer doesn't quite go all the way through because the cork is pretty thick. So just score it on both sides and then finish it up with your scissors. So you can see here we're going to have a long piece in the back, and then the front piece is going to be the front of our little pocket to hold our cutlery inside. Now I'm going to cut some lengths of this ribbon. The colors go really well with what I'm visioning for the table that we're going to be putting together with these DIYs and the ones from part 2. And so I'm just cutting a length of the ribbon that's going to wrap around the front part of the pocket. So since we're making 6 of these, or how many did I make? I think I made 6. We're going to need 6 pieces of the ribbon. Now that we have those cut, we're just going to center them on that front pocket piece. And this is a wired ribbon. It has a little bit of wire in it. So we're just going to bend it over the top and bottom edges, kind of pulling it tight. I'm only going to be gluing it here on the back, and it's just going to add a little bit of color to our cutlery holders. Again, you could make these and keep them very generic, where you just add something to the front based on whatever season or holiday is. But I thought these were really cute, and these would last a very, very long time. So just bend these around, and then we're going to come back and glue them into place. So taking one small piece at a time, we're just going to put a little bit of hot glue under each end of our ribbon and press that, kind of pulling it as tight as we can so that it's flush against the front of the pocket. Now that we have all of our pockets ready, I'm just holding it up to my long piece, and I'm putting a bead of hot glue where the pocket's going to go. Now you don't want to just lay this flat on. You want to get it in place, and then I'm kind of pressing it in on the sides to try to make it pucker a little bit, to leave a little bit of a gap between this front pocket piece and the back. I'm also making sure the bottom is pressed down. I think I'm going to show you here in a second what it looks like, that there's a little bit of space there that you're going to be able to put your cutlery inside. Now here I just grabbed some plastic cutlery that I had. I didn't have any forks, but you can get the idea here. Using your knife, your spoon, and your fork would all fit in there, and it just adds a little nice dressiness to your table. And here's all 6 of them together. I love the idea of using the cork. It gives it a little bit more stability, and it is a really neutral color that goes well with fall decor. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I can't wait to hear which of these was your favorite, and I really hope you'll join me for part 2 in a few days to see more DIYs that we can put together for an inexpensive tablescape for your Thanksgiving dinner. Thanks so much and have a great day. See you next time.